Hello everyone, what is up? Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day again. We got extra news for today's video. Ripple has tweeted, as we work to make blockchain technology a more robust part of our future, we also have to ensure the sustainability of that future. The energy required to fuel a digital future. Based on data of countries already in economic recovery, energy consumption patterns are showing greater levels than those before the lockdown as advanced digital technologies become more commonplace. This will undoubtedly lead to sustainable long-term increases in energy consumption if the right planning and investment isn't put into place now to ensure that our increasingly digital future is also a sustainable future as well. That starts with relying on cleaner green technologies and energy sources. Again, guys, we can see more green. And what is green? XRP. XRP has tweeted out, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse explains why CBDC do not threaten XRP. While there's a new horse race among governments to adopt central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse is convinced that interoperability is the single most important prerequisite for their success. Over 70% of central banks around the world are looking at deploying CBDCs, leveling the playing field. It's necessary to bridge the gap between different state-controlled digital currencies, and that is where Ripple Net's on-demand liquidity ODL may come in handy. CBDCs plus XRP. New system. The Cryptic Poet has tweeted out, new XRP Ledger Foundation gets 6.5 million in donations from Ripple and others. Let's check this out.
New XRP Ledger Foundation gets $6.5 million in donations from Ripple and others. The newly established XRP Ledger Foundation has raised $6.5 million from Ripple, Coil, and GateHub. This non-profit and open organization was been set up with a goal to accelerate the development of the XRP Ledger, the blockchain upon which the XRP token runs. All the three platforms that have put up the funds were built upon the XRP Ledger. According to reports, the foundation aims to improve and develop the XRPL infrastructure and promote scalable and sustainable practice on the platform. The foundation also seeks to create an objective list of checkboxes to evaluate validator performance and support the development of tools to enhance accessibility for both developers and users. According to Ripple CTO, David Schwartz, the XRP Ledger Foundation's board comprises many familiar faces, such as Wyatt C. Wind, an XRPL developer. Bharat Sherry, Foundation consultant of XRP Ledger, said, "The foundation is extremely happy to work with stakeholders in the ecosystem for further innovation and use of XRP Ledger. We are committed to providing full support to growing the developer ecosystem." The announcement also detailed plans to set up an XRP Community Fund, which will operate independently of the foundation and focus on events and fostering XRPL adoption. The foundation is also seeking additional funding to work with the broader community, including academic institutions and nonprofits, to meet the challenges in the years to come. Although XRP's market performance has been relatively muted this year, Ripple has been making strides in partnering with the banks worldwide. Just 2 days ago, Ripple announced that they have partnered with HDFC, India's largest private sector bank, to enable faster and cheaper transactions using the XRPL.
Central bank payments news has tweeted out, the Central Bank of the Bahamas will gradually release a digital version of the Bahamian dollar nationally through authorized financial institutions starting on 20th October. Look at that, guys. Look at that. This initiative has acquired the name Project Sand Dollar, with the Sand Dollar also being the name assigned to the central bank digital currency, a CBDC. Project Sand Dollar is a continuation of the Bahamas Payment Systems Modernization Initiative, which began in the early 2000s. So guys, it was planned, it began a long time ago. The second phase of national engagement will target government services and public utilities, becoming more intensive over the course of the first and second quarters of 2021. A lot of stuff, guys. A lot of stuff seems to be upcoming. The Daily Huddle tweeted out, World Economic Forum names XRP as a crypto asset most relevant in central bank digital currency space. In a report published earlier this year, The WEF says that central banks and government agencies are looking at the potential of CBDCs to solve global financial issues such as financial inclusion and the stability of payment systems. CBDC is the digitized version of sovereign currencies created and issued by and a liability of the country's monetary authority. CBDC differs from other forms of digital or virtual currencies, including cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and stablecoins, which are not issued by central banks or typically considered legal tender. Again, look at this, guys. Arms race to develop their own CBDCs. A lot of talk about CBDCs. Using the digital asset XRP. And such a solution can also support the direct exchange of CBDCs. Again, guys, it is right in front of our faces. Our channel has tweeted out a digital currency will probably be introduced, which will be based on gold standard. Among other things, the Ripple blockchain protocol would most likely be of great advantage for transactions. Jack the Rippler tweeted out, Ripple sees neutral bridge assets as a solution to enable a smooth exchange of values between different CBDCs without each one having to solve the liquidity problems associated with cross-border transactions. It's coming, XRP! What do we have here once again, guys? Once again, determine CBDCs, winner and losers. Ripple discussed the need for a networked system of central bank digital currencies. Again, what do we see here? Contactless payments instead of cash. We are heading into this era, guys. XRP Crypto Wolf has tweeted out, there are at least 45 central banks that have expressed their efforts to develop a central bank digital currencies by utilizing DLT. This proves that the appetite to embrace these technologies not only exists among business leaders but also among legislators. Let's check this out.
A Minster's look at regulation and innovation, a necessity to strike a balance. Repeatedly, proponents of disruptive technologies have proven that regulation and innovation have an immense potential to actualize a mutually beneficial existence. The often delicate relationship between innovators and regulators, which may be marred by antagonism, is fundamental to the functioning of the global economy, especially at times as challenging as we are facing now. The fuel that keeps the fire of the important relationship between regulators and businesses alight, like any, is communication and collaboration. This could not be more apt when it comes to the innovators behind distributed ledger technology and the regulators in overseeing the space. Ideas surrounding DLT first arose in the early 90s, however, it was not until 2009 that the first block of what we now know as blockchain was mined. In 11 short years, blockchain and DLT more generally have had tremendous success in garnering attention from the financial community and the wider public. Just this year, Big Four audit firm Deloitte's 2020 Global Blockchain Survey found that business leaders now see blockchain as integral to organizational innovation, while analytics agency Gartner has forecasted that blockchain technology will have generated $3.1 trillion of value add to companies around the world by 2030. Related, a minister's look at healthcare, providing fertile ground for blockchain innovation. The regulation necessity. While mainstream adoption of the blockchain industry is gathering pace, I believe it will not succeed without regulation. In fact, it needs it to survive and, indeed, to thrive. It is incumbent on regulators to strike a balance and allow companies operating in this industry with the space to continue operating at the cutting edge of innovation in a sensible and safe manner. Finding this balance and the future success of decentralized finance is inexorably linked. It will take a whole-of-industry approach where all stakeholders uphold a commitment of communication and collaboration with the regulators to ensure the harmony that the industry needs. However, the burden of finding this balance is not just on the industry itself but on regulators and policymakers, too. Standards are commonplace across every industry, and this one is no different if it is to thrive and succeed in the main street of finance. Meanwhile, over-regulation could stifle crypto markets that are based on distributed ledger technology. Of course, it is possible to find the equilibrium point that allows the realization of the full potential of this technology within the boundaries of the regulations that govern traditional markets. Some governments are working closely with key players in the field. In January 2018, Gibraltar became among the first jurisdictions to introduce a regulatory framework for DLT providers. Since then, the Gibraltar Financial Services Commission has awarded multiple licenses to global industry leaders, with a number of active applications currently under review. This measured regulatory response was only possible through open communication between the regulators and the innovators. Similarly in Switzerland, Its remarkably progressive stance toward cryptocurrencies and distributed ledger technologies has propelled the country ahead of the pack and closer to its aim of becoming the first crypto nation. In short, there are at least 45 central banks around the world that have publicly expressed their efforts to develop central bank digital currencies by utilizing DLT. This proves that the appetite to embrace these technologies not only exists among business leaders, it is burgeoning among legislators. There is little doubt that regulators will follow suit by working with the private industry to achieve the desired equilibrium, but in order to achieve this, much more needs to be done when it comes to communication and collaboration. The establishment of working groups between DLT companies and regulators, and government bodies and watchdogs should become commonplace. DLT will not reach its full potential if there is still a semblance of distrust among the general public. Through open dialogue, we can work together to ensure that the market is regulated and trustworthy and that regulators have faith in the technology, while those involved in the creation and use of the technology can enjoy the immense benefits it brings.
That was a long article as we've seen here, but again, a necessity to strike a balance. Balance is needed. But who really knows what will happen at the end of the day. But anyways guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you guys did, please leave a like, subscribe if you guys haven't already, feel free to be a member of the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day, and hey guys, see ya.
This is the beginning of the greatest economic cycle this country has had since World War II. And I knew the things that Donald would do, and he hasn't even got started. But this is the eye of the motherfucking storm. The perfect storm. It ain't never going to get any better. Never. This is perfect for the QLA model. If I could have written a prescription or a formula, I couldn't have written it any better. Low interest rates. Money's free. You stupid. Massive chaos. And Donald's going to rip the mother economy apart. And he's going to for practice in a good way. This is it. It ain't never going to get anything better. This is like a multiple orgasm the rest of your life, you fucking slags that are in the audience. This is it.
Sometimes I don't want to hear what Dan has to tell me. But as I wrote in one of my blogs, the old man, he's always right. Because he's telling you what you don't want to hear about yourself, but what you know is true. And that is, you're not stepping yourself up. You're not stepping your game up. And you get caught up in fear. As Dan says, false expectations appearing real.